What is up, you beautiful people? I am Mr. Riddlesworth, and welcome to a video on my thoughts about the Skyrim Special Edition, where today we are going to be comparing some of the graphical details and the game mechanics of the first vanilla Elder Scrolls and the Elder Scrolls with all the DLCs, including the graphical update and of course the Special Edition. So, Skyrim first graced our consoles and PCs back in 2011. It was set 200 years after the events that occurred in Elder Scrolls 4: Oblivion. Upon its initial release, it boasted amazing graphics for the machines that we were playing on at the time, and its storyline was one of the most absorbing and adventurous storylines that we've seen in a long time. But the biggest question I asked myself when I heard that they were releasing a special edition was, will it still be as big? Will people still enjoy it as much? With a lot of younger people not hearing about it until they announced the release of the special edition, will they get into playing and hopefully modding the game in the future? And I think the answer to that question is a big fat yes. The Elder Scrolls games never seem to get old. You can go back to them 10 years down the line and they are still as enjoyable as the first time you play them, because the storylines are gripping and the games in themselves don't tie you back. You can adventure to your heart's content, which is a big factor that advertises to a lot of players these days. Now let's get down to the nitty gritty of the video and talk about the improvements to the graphics and the engine. So upon first glance, the first thing you notice that's been overhauled is the lighting system, and it sticks out quite a lot, and that's because the actual Skyrim game has been ported over to the Creation engine, which is the same engine they use for Fallout 4, which is well known for its amazing lighting. And one of the second most obvious things you'll notice is the colour. The colour palette that they've used for the new textures is amazing. It adds a whole new breath of life to the game. The original was quite dull and drab colour wise, and all in all, the new colour palette gives the game a lot more of a natural look. And one of the next new things you will definitely notice is the dynamic depth of field that they have added to the new version of the game. It's one of the mods that I always use because it really adds to the feel and the whole look of the game in general. It can be a little bit wonky at times because it snaps in and out. It doesn't gently fade in and out like it would naturally with your own vision, but nevertheless it is quite a good mechanic that they have added to the new version of the game. Now, one of the things I noticed they hadn't improved in the game is the static meshes of 3D objects, which is basically objects you cannot interact with. They're part of the props and the scenes, but a lot of them don't look 3D. They still look painted on. It's like either they've missed quite a lot or they are saving it for the modders to improve on when the modding community starts to thrive on the new special edition. One of the next things I did notice is shadow pop-ins. Things like floral shadows on the floor. They might not be that noticeable to a lot of people, but to me it's something that I can spot a mile away. Even though the shadows don't pop in and out a mile away, it's more like a distance of 20 feet in game, and it is really noticeable and kind of distracting at a lot of times. But maybe it's something I can take myself in the ini files of the game to render shadows in, you know, further away. The last thing I want to talk about is textures, specifically the ones that are on the grounds and used, you know, on rocks, walls, things like that. A lot of them are very flat and very plain looking still. Like they really haven't paid much detail to the ground, and it does show in a lot of places. The mountains don't look in the slightest improved. The rocks, textures look like they was drawn on, basically, like they've been drawn on paper. It doesn't look very rocky. It kind of looks fake, you know, like it's a prop from a cheesy horror flick or something. That's definitely something they could have really improved on. A lot of the brickwork in the buildings, they use the same textures. They're not really rezzed up, and under close scrutiny you can tell. But again, maybe it's something that they thought the modding community would like to do, as they have pretty much laid the foundations with porting it to the new engine, which supports DirectX 11 64-bit. And for those that don't know technical terms, having a 64-bit engine for a game to run on opens the platform to being able to use a lot more resources to do things like rendering, physics, as well as AI. But basically it opens up the possibility for modding this game immensely. The mods that they could create with a 64-bit engine to work with are going to be astounding. I am really looking forward to see what the modders make for the game in the future. Just like Fallout 4, there's some incredible mods coming out for it, and the same can only be said for this game. So in closing, Skyrim Remastered can only be a good thing, especially for the Elder Scrolls series, as it might be a few years for the next one to come out. But playing the Remastered for a short amount of time to get this footage has salivated my gaming tooth. Rather than my sweet tooth, it's a gaming tooth, yes. And it really makes me want to play this for a long time. And have a look at all the other things deeper into the game that they've improved upon, if there are any. If not, I will be keeping an eye out on the modding community to see if they bring out any quest mods, any 4K texture packs, you know, things like that. But yes, all in all, it is a good thing for the game. It has given the game a new breath of life. So that's it for my thoughts video on Skyrim Remastered. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you agree with some of my points. If not, let me know in the description below. But thank you guys very much for watching and all your continuing support throughout the years. Much love to every single one of you, you beautiful people, you. And as always, peace out.